Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Selena, and this is You Plus Happy. Each week, I bring you someone who challenges us to define happiness and success on their own terms with a dose of laughter. Remember to subscribe to the You Plus Happy podcast on YouTube to stay up to date on new episodes. You can also follow the show on Instagram at You Plus Happy. This week, we have Anfernee Bell, who is a stunt performer, actor, and he told me superhero. But I'll find out more about that. Welcome to the show, Anfernee. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I've never met a stunt performer before. Of course, we've heard of stunt performers, but how did you get started?
How did I get started? Let's see. I guess officially I did stunt school back in, I believe, 21, out in Seattle. So officially, that's how I got started. But growing up, I was always jumping over things. Always wanted to fight, do the action scenes and stuff like that. So it's been brewing. But officially, we'll say since 21.
So how long where did you go to? There's a stunt school?
There's a bunch of stunt schools.
I didn't
Yeah.
know this.
Yeah. How long did I go there? I believe the course that I did was around a month long. Yeah, about a month long, and then every day we had different things that we practiced stunt wise, and yeah, about a month long.
Oh wow. Okay. Wait, what do you do in stunt school?
What do you do in stunt school? So there's a few things that you learn. So you have to learn how to fight on camera. You have to learn how to take hits on camera. You have to learn how to do things safely. In movies when people get hit and they fly far away.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like wire work and stuff like that. So you learn how to do that stuff. You learn how to do things like, say, if you were watching a SWAT movie, you know how they move in certain ways with the weapons, kick down doors,
Yeah.
get kicked, all of that stuff. You learn all that stuff in stunt school. So
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. What made you know that was like a career? Because a lot of kids bounce around and jump around on things, but they don't go into stunt performing.
That's true. That's true. What made me know that that was a career? Honestly, like I've tried a lot of different things, a lot of different jobs. Behind the desk type stuff. Other stuff that might make you a lot of money quickly. And what I found is that my body doesn't like sitting still. And then if I don't like it, if I don't love it, it like drags to my outside work life, and then I feel like I'm not progressing. And then when I like got interested in doing stunts, well, I got interested in doing TV in general. And then when I found the stunt side of things, like it's all action, all moving your body. You're doing everything that you love to do as a kid, and
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a big kid still.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it just makes me smile, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just keep going. And
Yeah.
that's kind of how it goes.
Did you just Google it, like stunt schools? I didn't know there was a stunt school till 5 minutes ago.
What did I do? How did I find it? That's a great question. I think I did Google it. I don't know what thought led me exactly to like maybe I should go find a stunt school.
Yeah.
But I remember I was on the computer and I was just looking it up, and I found the International Stunt School, and I was like, you know what? That's a lot of money. And usually I would make like a lot of money. Things that cost a lot would be my excuse not to do
Right.
it. But this time I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna just go for it. And then I went for it, and I was like, oh yeah, I like this. So
Yeah.
just happened to type it in one day, saw it, and I was like, let's go.
And it's also like what I'm hearing too is like you honored yourself. You honored the fact that you don't like sit down job. Like I know for me, I've taken jobs and gotten stuck in them, even though it was completely against anything I would want to do, and just got stuck in it. So it's cool to like, oh, this will make me money, but no, I'm
Yeah.
not feeling this.
Yeah. Because originally when I was going out of I think no, when I was going out of middle school, I wanted to work with wind turbines and stuff like that.
What is it?
Wind turbines. So those giant they're like giant fans in a field that generate the power and stuff like that.
Okay.
I originally wanted to do that, and I was doing like a mentorship and all that stuff. And then when I was going through school, they were like, yeah, you're going to need to know all this math, all this science. Science I'm cool with, but the math part, I was like, that ain't going to work. And then you got to sit behind a desk and no, that didn't sit with me.
What did you? How did you find the mentor program?
What happened? Back in middle school, what happened? Um, Honestly, I think my mom might have found it. So I think
Okay.
no. What happened? So in middle school, I think we had like a fair type deal where people came out and they started talking to us about different stuff. And this one lady that was working with solar energy and wind energy and stuff like that.
Okay.
I guess we just kind of clicked, and then so I started like talking with her and working with her more about it, and then just went from there, and that didn't go very far.
Gotcha. Okay. Because people, we hear things all the time, right? They're like, "Oh, I just did this, I just did that," and then I'm always curious about how people got there. Well, that's
Mm-hmm.
why the whole show is happening.
Right,
But
right, 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 right.
it's like because it's like you don't know what you don't know. I've seen those. What are they called?
Wind turbines.
Wind turbines. It
Yeah,
sounds like winter, like the season.
it does sound like that.
But it's
Yeah,
winter.
wind turbines.
All right.
Yeah.
I've seen those a million times, and I never was like, I want to work on those.
Yeah, usually you don't, but like it's one of those things. Like if you get into it, it's a lot of money.
Yeah,
You
well,
know.
yeah, I would imagine. I would
Mm-hmm.
imagine. Was there a turning point where you realized you needed to take a different path? I mean, that was kind of a turning point, but
Um, let's see. Turning point when I realized I needed to take a different bath. I would say yeah. There's been a few turning points, but I would say the main turning point that turned me towards like entertainment in general was okay. So originally, when I was going to college, I was going to CSU Pueblo out in Colorado. I was going for athletic training
okay.
because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I just know I wanted to move my body. I was a student athlete, and I was like, you know what, this works out.
What sport did you play?
In college, I did wrestling, but I've done a lot of sports.
Okay.
I've done a lot of sports. Um, so when I was doing it, one of the things that my professor said this to the class. He was like, "Yeah, you know, a lot of things will make you a lot of money. If you want to make a lot of money, you know, this might not be the thing for you." He said that, and then I felt like he didn't look at me, but I felt like I made a connection with him. I was like, "I understand what you're saying. You want me to not do this." Then after he said that, you know, I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. So I left school, and then after that I was just working. I was working hard labor, doing construction and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And from there I was just like I wasn't really going anywhere, you know. And I was like, you know what, I need to figure out something that I want to do, because like when you're not going anywhere, you just everything feels monotonous, you know. You're not really, you can have fun, but overall it's not really, you know. And so from there I was like, you know what do I want to do? So from there I started playing around doing music. I'm a big gamer, so I was doing a lot of gaming and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what, why not just, well, a lot of my friends told me, they were like, if you're doing all this, why not just like show everybody what you're doing so you can make money from doing it? And I was like, y'all smart. See, this is why I keep y'all around. So from that mindset, I just started like, I was like, you know what, entertainment, let's do it. And then I just started working in the different areas in the entertainment, trying to level up in them.
Yeah.
So that was the major changing point after I left college.
Okay. Okay. So you're motivated by money. So it's like, but more than that, you also want to do something you like. That's also the
Yes.
motivation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because you said earlier, like, oh, there's other options, but I don't want to do those. I want to have you want to move around, you want to have fun, and you want
Yeah,
to make
yeah, yeah.
money, right?
Yeah, because I feel like I'm smart enough to do those things where I can sit behind the desk or I can do like the corporate job. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm smart enough to do that. I don't want to, you know?
Right. Right. Do you still do gaming?
Yes. Yes, I do.
But do you still stream it?
Not right now. I have to get all of my like streaming equipment back, but I will start streaming again.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
And then, so in acting, what made you think about acting?
So I was born in '96. The shows that I grew up with, we have Fresh Prince, we have Martin, we have Wayans Bros, Jamie Foxx, all of those guys. I grew up watching those guys,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like they molded my character.
Yeah.
And like what they did on screen with their comedy, making people laughing, delivering their jokes and stuff, I feel like that, like, I don't know, that just it sat right with me. So I've always like enjoyed making people laugh, doing that type of stuff. And so when I started like going more into entertainment, with those guys in mind, and then newer people like, do you know RDC or anybody like that? That's okay. They do skits and stuff. They're also gamers, but they do skits and stuff. And
Okay.
seeing people like that, I'm like, okay, yeah, I that's what motivated me to like become the type of actor that I want to be right
Hmm.
now, and move in the way that I want to move right now. So it's people like that, people that I grew up around.
Have you done stunt work on sets yet?
Not any major sets, not yet. The hope is soon.
Yeah.
I'm still working for it, so I'm still training, still meeting people in the industry, still
Yeah.
making those connections. But the hope is to be able to do it soon.
But you have done it, period.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So you saw how the sets were. Did that influence you too, like for acting,
Um,
being on a set
did it influence me to do like?
to want to act?
Um, I'm not gonna say that it influenced me to want to
Uh,
act. It did strengthen my love for it.
okay.
So when I came out here to Atlanta, I started doing background work, and so I started seeing like all the different major parts. I've done skits myself before,
Right. Right.
but
Right.
those are self-done things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's not the same as when you see like a major film get done, and me seeing all the moving parts, everybody working together, and everything come together. I It brought a smile to my face. It brought the love
Yeah.
up. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say influence, but it definitely like solidified what I want to do.
That's so important. And I'm glad you said that because, well, there's two things. One, I got to see Anfernee act, and he's very good, in my opinion.
Thank you, thank you.
And two, I just did background work recently too, and I keep thinking like, if people want to act, please go do background work because it will either. And I think doing a few sets because they all run a little differently.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's just like I really feel like, what do you think? I think it's like not a regular job, but it's a job where it's like different sets have different vibes, different. They just feel different.
Oh yeah.
Some sets feel longer than others. Some are more fun than others. So what do you think about this? Like, is that true for you too?
100%, 100%. I feel like I feel like there are, just like each job has a different crew that
Yeah.
mold well together.
Yeah.
That's the same way with sets. Some sets are more professional than others. Some
Yeah.
people like each other more than others. So you get all of that same stuff.
Yeah, I think I had this ideal, and another reason for the show is like I want to give as much like information and background for people, but it's like I thought when I first started thinking about acting, I had this idea that it was like this perfect world. And it's you see from the outside looking in, it looks like glitz and glamour and just all the fun stuff. But
Yeah.
it is hard work, and it's a lot of money on the line, and it's real fucking work, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And what was I gonna say about? Oh yeah, so anybody who wants to be in that world, like, please do background work.
100%.
It will
100%.
stare you in one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because you'll get those days where you may have to do standing for like 10 hours, or you'll get the people that you don't like working with. You gotta go through those hard days to know if you want to keep doing those
Yes.
days.
And it's a lot of personalities to navigate. Like the one I did, we were on set for 16 hours.
Yeah, that's a long day.
Listen, so I'm just saying, I'm not deterring people, but I didn't know that from the outside looking in. They're like, a 16-hour day. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah. See, one of the things about entertainment that people have to realize, since you're not doing a 9 to 5 anymore,
Right.
your hours can be anything.
Crazy. Anytime, anything. Yeah. And it's a lot of hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
A lot.
And you know what? We have it easy because we're background. Think about the people that are like working on the set behind the scenes. They have to be there earlier than us, stay later than us. Their days are longer.
Was you talking about the crew?
Yeah, the crew. Mm-hmm. They have long days.
I didn't think about that because they had to set up everything and then they had to
Hmm.
set. But even with that, I will say I was still like, wow, showbiz, huh? Like I was still
Yeah.
like, and I'm still very new to those huge sets,
Hmm.
but I still find it like fascinating to see
Yeah.
all the moving parts, all the different things that go into
Yeah.
it, and like when you see it come out, it's like one scene. Or like you see an episode is one scene that's like 5 minutes in the episode or the
Hmm.
movie, but you know
Yeah.
you were there for 2 3 days for it.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, damn, it's so crazy.
You know what? Another good thing. So, if you're new going into it, another good thing besides like that part of it to go into is like the connections that you can make,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because especially if you're new, a lot of those people they're looking for new people or they just want to get to know people, but you never know what's gonna come from those connections. So that's another good reason to do like background work.
yeah. And you got a
Mhm.
long time, hours and hours and hours to get to know these people.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
you got time to become besties.
Yep.
What do you like about acting?
What do I like about acting? What do I like? I like making people feel emotions. You know,
Okay.
I feel like from just my own perspective, if I can make somebody feel a certain way,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing a great job. Like if I can do a comedy and I can make you laugh, or if I'm playing a hated character, if I'm
Yeah.
playing a hated character and then people like actually hate me, I'm like, oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
did a good job.
I'm doing a good job. I like making people feel emotions.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And what was I going to say about that? What makes you okay, do you think acting is make do you have to be vulnerable?
Yeah.
So what makes you so open? Because like I said, I got to see you act, and it seems like you just went there,
Mm.
like you're in the waiting room, quiet, chill, and then when they were like go, you're like boom. Like what makes you just go there and not feel embarrassed or not feel I don't know. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a great question. Naturally, well, no. Back up. So naturally, I'm introverted,
Okay.
right? But I did say I am a big kid. So like when I get into my space and I need to be like in some kind of headspace, like I need to be loud or I need to be angry, I'll get there. Being the vulnerable part, uh, I have okay. Let's say this: I haven't done a role where I have to be super vulnerable or outside of my
Okay.
character yet.
Uh
So
huh.
I still have yet to like be challenged in that way.
Yeah.
But from what I've had so far, it's really just me being myself and being okay with being myself around people. I always embarrass myself, so it's nothing new. So.
Listen. Uh, same. Okay. What have been the challenges in pursuing this world?
Um, I would say the challenges for me specifically first, I'm from Colorado.
Hmm.
The opportunities, I feel like I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. The entertainment scene for, people like me is not very big for in Colorado.
Black people, y'all.
Yeah. And so there's that part. And then I feel like I've had to go through a lot of like mental change. I
Hmm.
feel like a lot of us we may get stuck in procrastinating, doubting ourselves, being afraid to be vulnerable or embarrass ourselves, things like that. So I've had to go through a lot of that stuff mentally and be like, just do it, like Nike, just
Yeah.
do it. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot. But since I've come out here to Atlanta, I've been going up and working towards everything. So
How long have you been in Atlanta?
I've been in Atlanta a year now. I've been here since last March, late March.
Okay, me too. I remember I was telling you
Yeah,
April.
yeah.
So congratulations to us. But in all the things I've thought about and the things I've read and stuff, it's like it's not about um, what you do necessarily. It's about who you become in the process, and that's
Mm,
like a cliche thing. But like I've noticed, like with the podcast, who I've had to become to be consistent in it
Mm-hmm.
is so rewarding and beautiful, and you learn so much. The relationship with yourself is deeper.
Mm-hmm.
You explore more in your own mind,
Yeah.
and you're capable of things that you didn't think you were capable of,
Yeah.
and you learn this resilience
Yeah. You hold
that
yourself at a higher pedestal, you
yes.
know?
And I have to talk to people I wouldn't normally talk to, that I'm
Mm-hmm.
really happy I have an excuse to talk to them.
Yeah.
Constant putting myself out there,
Yeah.
the rejection.
You learn how to take rejection. Yeah.
But I think you hit the nail on the head of something that I think is so beautiful. Of like, it's not about for me, and thinking about this, it's like it's not always about like success. And side note, I should have told you, it's a conversation, not just an interview. That's why I'm adding my so I didn't give the guest the whole spiel.
It's
But
all right.
like, why are you talking? This is my interview. But I try to make it a conversation, and
That makes it easier.
but like when we think about, we'll get to success and stuff. When we think about success and all that, it's like the beautiful thing about it is more about who you become in the world
Mm-hmm.
versus like all the things you. I mean, you get that, but like all versus like all the monetary. I listen. I love money.
Oh
I've
yeah.
said it on the show plenty of times, and I want
Yeah.
a lot of it. But that's not gonna like show me all the beautiful things and all these revelations and all this stuff about myself
Yeah.
that the work has shown me.
Yeah. I feel like you don't necessarily need to chase the money. You chase what you love and the money will follow. You
Okay,
know?
okay, you think so?
That's what I feel like.
I hope so. Hello, I've been chasing my dreams. It's not raining yet.
It's
Okay.
gonna come.
Okay. That sounds like, did you see that Chris Rock movie with Kerry Washington, and his boss was like, you always get money. No, you always have women you always have money if you always have women if you chase money. If you chase women, you'll lose money. And he said it way cooler.
Okay. I don't know if I know the movie, but I've heard that. Yeah,
That
that quote.
sentiment. I said
Yeah.
it very wrong, but it's the same concept of like you're saying you'll always have money if you chase your dreams.
Yeah. Follow your dreams, put in your
The
work towards your dreams, and the money is gonna follow.
I think you'll be happier. I don't know if the money. I ain't seen evidence of this yet, sir. But are you happier?
Yes. 100%.
Okay.
100%. Because well, I guess it depends on what your dream is. You know, if your dream is to like go save the elephants, you might have to do some other stuff to get the money. I don't know, but I feel like for where I am, like following my goals, like the end goal of my goals is there is a lot of money involved. You know, so
Yeah.
I feel like, and from what I'm doing, so this year since I've been in Atlanta, like I've received more money doing what I love than I ever have
Really?
before. So it's
Okay.
working out so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this. All right. This is music because to my ears, but because I network all the time, and so all I meet is a bunch of artists, which is
Mm-hmm.
great. But I know there's like I hear the ebbs and flows of it,
Mm-hmm.
of the monetary side of it, and we would be silly to be like that doesn't matter. It only doesn't matter when you got a lot of it.
Money matters. Money matters. Yeah. Money. I'll never say that money doesn't. We're in America. Money matters.
It matters a lot,
Yeah.
but I won't harp on it. But I love that. What's the biggest thing that like the thing that stands out for you for what you've learned about yourself on this journey, on this pursuit?
Biggest thing that stands out. I would say. I would say growing up. I was really nervous to make connections with different people, like to put
Mm,
myself out there and talk to people. Like I'm not gonna be the first one to talk to somebody when I go into a room.
yeah,
Typically, now I force myself to do it, but growing up, that's how it was, you know. And what surprised me the most is that like I am able to connect with people really easy.
mm,
Like I can talk to people. Apparently I talk well or something like that.
yeah,
I don't know, but I feel like the biggest surprise for me has been like being able to connect with people, like I was saying.
yeah. That's so interesting. Yeah, a lot of people have said that on this show. Well, I don't know about a lot, but a few have said they were nervous. I don't. You didn't use that word, but like they never put themselves out there to connect with people. And once they it's a big part of what we do, and so they have to put themselves out there, and they learn so much by doing it. That's so interesting to me that so many people are nervous about it. I feel like what I've learned from networking and stuff is like everyone is nervous a
Mm.
little bit, and it's a skill. And then being in all these different environments, everyone's full of shit, and like no one knows what they're doing. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah.
So it makes me feel, it's not to put anyone down. It's just like we're all figuring it out.
Yeah, we're all
And
learning.
so I have no reason to be intimidated
Yeah.
because you're figuring it out. I'm figuring it out.
Mhm.
Even on like on the big sets, you see, they don't know. They'll be like, "Oh, go over here. Oh, wait, scratch that. We don't know. Don't look good. Go over here." Like
Yeah.
no one knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
We're figuring it out.
And you know what? To circle back on that, I feel like if you're going into entertainment, that's one thing that is important to know is that I feel like perfect does not exist. You know,
No.
there's always room for improvement. So if you go into like anything with that mindset, like into an audition, that perfect doesn't exist, you'll be able to put your all into it, you know,
Yeah.
and then the outcome is the outcome, you know. So I feel like
Yeah.
you just have that's something that a lot of people have to realize.
Yes, and I know it's a cliche of like don't be attached to the outcome, but I thought about that a lot. Like you do your best with anything, even networking. Like I read about networking, I do it all the time so I can be good.
Mm.
But the outcome is the outcome. I prepare as much as I can for everything and show up and give my very best, whatever that is in that moment, and then it's out of my hands.
Yep.
Like it really is. There's
Yep.
nothing you can do about it.
Yep. And what I was told is that like people want to help you if they see you trying to help yourself. So if you're going in putting in everything that you got into something, there's going to be people that's going to push you forward. So that's what
Yeah.
you have to do.
Yeah, it's so true. How much do you think your attitude affects this your world?
Um, I'm a bel I'm a little spiritual. I'm a believer in energy. I feel like if you're negative all the time, you're gonna keep attracting negative things. I was at that point in my life before I came out to Atlanta. I was attracting a lot of negative things, but
Mm-hmm.
since I've been working on myself. I came out here. I've been given nothing but positive energy, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like on top of being happy, I mean, I am happy. On top of being happy, I feel like everything is moving in a direction that I want. You know,
What's working on yourself look like?
what's working on myself look like? Well, I had to read. I had to read books. I'm not a big reader of books, but I had to read books.
Damn, I had to read.
Yeah, I had to read books. I started listening to do you know who Eric Thomas is?
Mm-hmm. He be yelling a lot.
Yeah, he
I
be
like
yelling
that
a
guy,
lot.
but he do be
He
yelling.
do be yelling a lot, but I was in a lot of sports, so that works for me. Go
Okay,
ahead,
yeah,
yell
yeah,
at me.
yeah.
Tell me that I need to do better. Okay, I got it. So I listened to a lot of Eric Thomas. I started. Well, this came from my last job. I did door to door. They wanted us to be super organized, and it helped me a lot. And so I started morning routines. My morning routines, I would eat right, work out, Eric Thomas, read book, journal, all
Yeah.
that stuff. I did all that stuff for a long time, and that really like helped me get my mind right. So like I'm a ball of like, yeah, you can do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
What's one of the books you read?
What is the book called? It is called, oh my gosh, Killer Mindset or Killer Instinct. It's called Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, that all of that, everything you just listed, like we hear it all the time, but it really does work. It's so crazy. And I remember when I first got into all these self-help books, I was like, and I would still go through these real dark times, which still happen, but I bounced back quicker. But I was like, I'm just gonna brainwash myself into the optimistic, positive side, which
Yeah.
is not always easy. I'm not saying that, but like
Oh, it's hard.
it's very hard. It is tough. It is challenging.
Yeah.
But some days are easier than others. And some seasons are like super easy. Everything is like perfect. And in some seasons you gotta push a little harder to stay on that
Yeah.
that space. But I was like, I said this before in the show of like, if you're not running on your own program, you're running on someone else's. And that's a quote by Russell Brand. But I 100% agree with this. I was like, I'm gonna make my own I'm gonna reprogram myself, and I am going to brainwash myself into all the things that I want and the positive, like not just positive, but like and having a life that I like and believing that it's possible.
Yeah.
And when you journal, were you getting like, were you doing practices or were like, was it just freestyle? Were you just like, I feel like this today. I went to the store today. Like,
So I had this book. It was called The Little Black Book.
okay.
That's what the name of it was, and it was a black book, right? On the inside of it, it had like guided journaling, you know.
Okay.
And so at the beginning, it was like, today my goal for today is this. 3 ways that I'm gonna achieve that. Boom, boom, boom. And then it was like, say something positive about yourself, and then it would also have an afternoon version that you would do when you got home. So that's what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would do a lot of that. Now when I journal, I don't do that anymore. But when I journal now, it'll be in the form of like I'll do a poem, or maybe I'll make a song, or maybe I'll just write. You know,
How often you do it every day?
not every day.
You write,
I
right?
do it when I feel it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the little black book, how long did you do that one?
The Little Black Book. How long did I work at there? I'll say it probably like 6 months.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
did it twice a day?
Yeah. Well, I would try to do it twice
Twice
a
a
day.
day.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes it won't work out, but
Give
I would try
yourself
to do it
grace.
twice a
That's what we
day.
got to
Yeah.
do. But I used to be so hard on myself. I'm like, I'm gonna start a 30-day challenge. I'm gonna do it 2 times a day, and then whatever it was, and then
Yeah.
I mess up, and then I just fall completely off the horse. It's like, no, you can. It's okay.
Yeah,
Like,
you
it's
got to
fine.
ease yourself into those.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that though, the twice a day thing, because I do so many things in the morning, and then by mid to late afternoon, it's like gone out of my head. I
Yeah.
need a reset, a recharge.
Yeah.
Midday.
It's definitely a good thing to do if you're at least like before you go to bed. So like no matter what happens during the day, you like when you go at night, you'll be like, what happened today? Why did it happen? You know, and then put your take from it. So if it was something bad, you'd be like, okay, I'm gonna change this tomorrow. You know, or if it was something
Yeah.
good, I enjoy that, and I'm gonna keep it going tomorrow by doing this. You know.
Yeah, that reflection is so important of why did this go this way? You'll learn so much.
Oh yeah.
Um, when you've had failures, right?
Hmm.
How do you deal with those?
Um, let's see. Well, there's different ways. Now when I have, oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Now
Is it
when
still
I,
green?
oh yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Okay, cool, and it's solid. All right. Now when I have failures, I have like multiple like plans that I'll do for like one single thing. So if I have a failure, like say it was a money thing, you know, something else took out of my account. Now my account's looking like I can't do this other money thing.
Mhm.
You know, I'm like, okay, now next part I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do that. So what can I do to do that? You know, I just automatically go to the next thing.
Yeah.
There's times where I'll feel like more down than others, but I'll still be in that same mindset, you know,
Hmm.
still trying to find the next way to get to that same goal.
So just keep moving forward.
Yeah, that consistency. Is it consistency? I would say resilience. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And not getting stuck, not harping on, because we just said like reflecting on things is great, but like
Hmm.
getting stuck on them is not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's really like helped me in that mindset is like, I feel like the most important thing for me, I've had to like kind of think outside of myself, you know, not like think about everything that's happened to me, think about like the impact that I want to have. Like, so I have a lot of siblings. I have like 5 younger siblings, you know, and I think about like what I want to be able to show them. How do I want them to be able to navigate the same things that I'm going through, you
Uh
know?
huh.
And then when I think about that, I'm like, okay, these are the moves that I should make, you know? And so I'm able to move in a certain way, kind of keep more positive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Speaking of that, motivation. What's your motivation? When I said speaking of that, because speaking of your younger siblings, it sounds like that's a little bit of your
Yeah,
motivation.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But what is yours? How do you keep going?
Motivation, my younger siblings, my mom, you know. So we've all grown up. We've all had a tough life, you know. We've been from the bottom,
Did
you
we
know.
all though?
Well, all of us in my family, you know,
Okay.
all of us, we've had a pretty tough upcoming, you know.
Uh-huh.
And so like but we've been able to work through a lot of things together. But I feel like me being the oldest, what my goal now is to be able my goal now is to be able to like show them the different ways that they can navigate things. Because when I was growing up, like I was saying, I was nervous to like network with people. I didn't really
Mm-hmm.
put myself out there, or maybe I didn't try as hard as I could have, especially like with sports and stuff. I was a little angry, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of that is the same in my siblings, right?
Mm.
And so I want to be able to show them that they can do whatever they want. They can go, they can embarrass themselves and still be cool, you know, put themselves out there, do things that they've never tried before, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot of my motivation right now. And then the end goal, I want to be the head of the table of the like family cookout, you know, the old head, like, hey, what y'all doing over there? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You know, that's the goal. But I want it to be like, I want it to be like functional. I want everybody to be good, you know, that's my goal. And so that's that's my motivation.
For real. No, I
Mm-hmm.
understand that. And I love like showing your siblings their options. That's another reason for the show. I keep saying it, but it's to expose all the options, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like I feel like growing up, I don't know if this was the same for you, but like of course you know about acting, you know
Mm-hmm.
about sports, you know about newscasters and like the fireman, the police, like those not well, the common things that like occupations that we see, and then
Yeah.
you don't know if you're not exposed, you don't know all the options available to you, and then you're just picking from this limited list,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and like you don't know, you might not even try the thing that is your thing
Yeah.
because you don't know it
Yeah,
exists.
you might even feel like even like going from that, you might even feel like that's a world outside of your own, you know,
Yeah.
especially like when you see movie stars, you see Will Smith, you'll be like, oh man, I dream to be like that, but I don't know, that'll never happen, you know, things
Right.
like that. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And I love and that's why I feel like exposure is so it's like imperative to who you can become because when I moved I grew up in Baltimore. So I didn't know it. I mean, I'm sure there are actors there, but I didn't know about them. And I didn't know, I thought there was like the only options to act were Will Smith, Angela Bassett, Meryl Streep. And then I moved to LA and I'm like, oh, there's a spectrum. There's so many
Yeah.
options
Yep.
available to me. I don't have to try to be Meryl Streep, even though, I mean, of course, that's an amazing goal. But I'm just saying, if you don't believe you can get to that level, there's other levels that you can get
Mm-hmm.
to. And there's so many careers in the entertainment world,
Yeah,
like so many. When I was networking, I met a colorist. Have you ever heard of a colorist?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
had never heard of a colorist. Like, and so I was like, "Oh, what do you do?" She was like, "I'm a colorist." I was like, "Oh,
Wait. Hold on. Wait. No. I've heard of the term colorist, but her occupation was colorist.
yeah." Like, oh, you're thinking racism?
Yeah.
No, that's what I thought. When I heard colorist, I was like, "Oh my god! Like, what is she talking about?" But and you know how once you know something, you start seeing it everywhere. Like if you get a new car, you start seeing that
Yeah.
car
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So then I started seeing colors jobs everywhere. But no, she does like the colors on video, like
Oh, the color
music
grading
video.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's like a whole thing.
It's called
It's
colorist.
called a colorist. You can look it up. See what I'm. The more you
The
know.
more you
So
know.
I was like, what? So little baby Selena would have never been like, Mom, I want to be a colorist when I grow up, because I didn't know. I thought that first of all, I thought it was a racist
Yeah, that term
racist.
is.
They need to talk. They need to check on that term. But what it really is, I wouldn't even have known that that was an option for me to do color grading. I still don't fully know what a colorist is,
Yeah.
but um, so that's the point of the show too, and like just that exposure of like all your options. And you're talking about a stunt. People hear about like stunt double. Am I saying this right?
Yeah, that's one form. Yeah.
But like the stunt performer, you don't.
Mhm.
That's not something that I hear a lot, you know. And like there's schools for it what? So it's just so cool to like know all these options and be able to explore these different things, especially when you're super young, because you
Mhm.
just feels like you have more time then. But what's the best advice you've ever received?
The best advice that I have received. Um, it was pretty harsh, but one of my last boss, we were real close. He would so this is when I was like more angry. A lot of stuff was going wrong in my life. I felt like,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't think that I was exposing it, but he would stare at me. He would look at me. He would just stare at me just like this. He'd be like, and I'd be like, "You all right?" He'd be like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "Nothing." He'd be like, "Stop bullshitting." And I was like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Stop bullshitting. I know you." And I was like, "Damn." I feel like just that line, just stop bullshitting, was like the most. I feel like that was the most impactful line for me because
Yeah.
there was a lot of areas where I was bullshitting that I could do better.
Right.
And I feel like with me now, when I'm going through a lot of stuff and I feel like it's not going right, or I want to do the blame game, stuff like that, I'll stop bullshitting. I'm like, okay, you know what, I could change it. It's cool. I'll change it, do this better, and blah blah blah, things like that. I just feel like that one line is like the best advice that I've gotten. And then outside of that is like, just don't be afraid to embarrass yourself.
Yeah. No, I love both of those. Stop bullshitting and don't be afraid to embarrass yourself. Being afraid to embarrass yourself will keep you from so many opportunities, right?
Yep.
It can keep you stuck. Get out there, fumble the ball, fumble the bag, whatever, fall on your face and dust yourself off, and you'll be fine.
You never know how strong you are until you get up.
That's true. It really is true. You'll learn so much about yourself too. I was just talking to someone earlier about not telling people what to do. So I'm not telling anyone what to do, and I'm really sorry if it feels that way. But I love that too of what he said when he said stop bullshitting, but he was just watching you. I've been thinking about this a lot. Like even when you try to cover up, because you said you were trying to cover up, you
Yeah.
thought you were,
Hmm.
and it's like when you talk about energy, even when we try to cover things up, it's still if it's kind of like bubbling under the surface, whether we think we're showing it or not, people can feel it,
Yep.
even if they can't articulate it.
Hmm.
Like something's going on, even if it's good or bad, whatever,
Yeah.
people can feel it.
They'll be like, something's off. Like, what's going on?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a point. I don't have anything to wrap that up with, but I feel like it's like honor that
Yeah.
because it's real.
Yeah. I would say like protect your energy.
Yeah.
Protect your energy. That's like one of the most important things. If you know that you have bad energy right now, or you're feeling bad, you may not even know you have bad energy. You may not believe in that. If you're feeling bad, make the steps to feel better, because that's going to rub off on the people around you. Or if you're around people that have that bad energy, it's going to rub off on you. So you got to protect your energy.
No, it's really true. And someone who can seem like an awesome person like me can still have bad energy sometimes. Cause and my brother called me out. He was like, "Yeah, you had bad energy at that time," and I'm like, "Really? I didn't know. I thought I was this nice lady." Um, but it's like, damn, you don't want to. It's not always easy to ignore, hide it, but you don't want to give that impression, like that lasting impression of like this bad energy.
Oh, no, you don't.
And my energies never lied to me. Like you know how you meet someone and there's something off and you don't know what it
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
and you don't have any evidence to support it, so you ignore it.
Yeah.
And then later you're like,
I knew it. I
I
knew it.
knew it.
Yep.
And I
Hmm.
didn't listen. So now it's hard because I try to be a logical person and like I have no evidence to support this bad feeling that I'm getting.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, you know what, girl, don't even try to figure it out. Just get away.
Just protect yourself. You don't know what's
Yes.
gonna happen. Whatever. Just get out of there.
But something's telling you something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So just get away.
Yeah.
Get away
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
immediately. Okay. I have a few more things. You okay?
I'm good.
Okay. What is something you hope people say about you when you're not in the room?
Some things that I well, I don't know if they'll say it, but it's like we know what to expect. Like when he comes around, we know what to expect. That means I'm always genuinely myself.
Okay.
I want people to feel like they know what to expect when I come around, you
Okay.
know, or that like that I'm a hard worker, that if I come around, if they invite me to something, then I'm gonna put on. That's what I want people to feel. Another thing is like he's interesting. I don't know if it'll be good. I don't know if it'll be bad, but he's interesting. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Wow. Okay. And speaking of that, what qualities do people have to hang out with you? Because I know you're like protect your energy.
Mhm.
What are some red flags? Or you're like, I'm not hanging out with that person. Or what are the green flags?
Um, I keep weird people around me.
Me too.
I keep
The
weird
weirder the
people around me.
better.
Yeah, yeah, that's fun. That's fun. If you come around me, and you too cool for school, you still in the high school era, you got to move on because, like, I mean, that's cool, I guess, but like, there ain't no fun in that, you
Yeah.
know. I would say, yeah, I keep weird people around me. A red flag, red flag. If you can't take a joke, you can't take a
Really?
joke. Yeah, that okay. There's another thing that people will say about me, but they keep coming around, so it might be okay. I'm a jackass, so I might say something that may hurt your feelings, but I don't really mean it that way. If you can't take a joke, I can't really do nothing with you.
At least you know. Okay, your jokes are not lighthearted. They might hurt your feelings.
Well, no. My jokes are lighthearted. My
Okay.
jokes are lighthearted. I might throw in a little comment that'll be like, "Oh, he said that. That's crazy." Just
Yeah.
something light. I'm not going like purposely try to hurt your feelings, but like you can't take a light joke. Like you don't do no jokes. We ain't got nothing to talk about.
Yeah, people who take themselves too seriously is
Hmm.
that's not fun. And then people walking on like eggshells around you because
Yeah,
they don't want to say anything that's gonna make you explode or whatever.
yeah, yeah. It's
Um,
like, oh, sorry, cut
no,
you
go
off.
ahead.
I was gonna say it's like when I meet people and they come to me, they crack a joke on me. I enjoy that. I enjoy like it's certain levels,
Yeah,
certain
yeah, yeah,
levels,
of course,
certain
of
levels.
course, of course.
Like when I was last time I was on set, I was talking with some of the people. They made a comment about my head. It was funny as hell. I
Yeah,
was laughing. I was like, okay, I can talk to you. We can crack
yeah.
jokes. Let's do it. Let's do
Do
it.
you feel like guys do that more than women? Like make jokes about each other right away?
From what I've seen lately, it's been a good mixture. It's been a
Really?
good mixture.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Originally, I would say guys, but that's just because I was hanging out with
With
like mostly guys. But now
yeah.
it's a good mixture, and I'm seeing it from every side.
All right,
So
I want to attract that women coming up to me making jokes, and then we become friends. Well, not necessarily, but like, yeah, no one's doing that. And when you said weird people, I just thought of this. I don't know if this is funny to you, but like yesterday, I saw this guy. I was on set, and I saw this guy. He was walking, and he was part of the crew, and I was like, "Oh, that's my type. That's my type." And then he tripped and fell. And I was I was like, "Well, that's my type."
that's what I'm talking about. There
I'm
we
like,
go.
yeah. I'm like, damn, I got a crush now.
Yep, that's perfect. That's it right
That's
there.
it right there.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yep.
I like this. Here's my number. Call me, please.
Yeah.
I was cracking up by myself when that happened. I was like, damn, fell right into character
Yep.
what I'm
Yep.
describing.
That's because honestly, I go through that all the time. Like, okay, look, I have my different personas and stuff. Like when I put on a suit, I feel like I got a strut.
Yeah,
I'm the coolest
yeah.
one in the room, but I will fall. I will fall. It will happen. I may stumble over something, but I'll look around see if anybody saw, and then I'll keep my strut going.
Yeah.
So yeah. I understand that. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, no, I put on like different clothes make you feel different, right?
Oh
I went to
yeah.
this gala, whatever. I went to that and I had on like I was extremely dressed up at a gown, blah blah. And my friend who invited me, she's like, "Oh, this guy, he wants your number, blah, blah. Can I give it to him?" I was like, "No, I can't keep up that persona of a gown, Selena. He saw a gown, Selena. That woman doesn't exist. I'm a freaking weirdo who's going to trip and fall on our first date, and I'm not wearing a gown." He was like, "That's all right. That's not who I signed up for." Like, you're damn right. You did not. You fell in love with a facade that I
Yeah.
cannot keep up. All right.
She was there for that day.
No, listen, she's dead. She gone. Gown, Gala, Selena does not exist. So if you like her, sorry.
Oh yeah.
That was a enigma. Um, okay. So all right, the whole show is about success and happiness and blah blah blah. So what is your definition of success?
Um. Let's see. My definition of success is pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Is if you can wake up in the morning and say that you're about to go do what you love, go to sleep at night happy about what you did, I feel like that right there is successful. I feel like if you love your environment, you love what's going on around you, I feel like that right there is successful. If you're chasing your dreams, if you're not sitting stagnant, you're constantly trying to improve yourself moving forward, I feel like that is successful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. How does one find out what they love?
Try everything.
Try
You got to
everything.
try, you got to try shit. Like I've done a lot of jobs. You gotta do a lot of jobs. You gotta go through a lot of hardship. You gotta go through a lot of success to find out what really piques your interest. You gotta try. You gotta put yourself out there. Try.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And what was I thinking about that? And then sometimes what you love changes, right? I was just thinking about that. Like you love something for 5, 6 years and then
Mhm.
you're like, kind of fell out of love with this.
Yeah, we're constantly changing. We're constantly like developing, hopefully growing forward, and as you grow, things change. Just like how your love may change for like the stuff that you're doing right now
Hmm.
is gonna be the same like with the people around you. So you may grow apart from somebody, you may grow close to somebody, yeah, love is gonna change, it's gonna evolve. So you just gotta keep trying things.
Yeah. Okay. Keep trying. Well, if you want to. Remember, I can't tell people what to
Yeah.
do. If you want to find out what you love, maybe you could try a lot
And I'm
of
gonna tell
things.
you what to do. Try shit.
Oh, he said it. He said it. Okay. And then, when you're the happiest.
When am I the happiest?
Hmm.
When am I the happiest? Um, Me, when I'm the happiest. Okay. Yes. When I'm the happiest is when I am creating. When I create things and I get to watch it come to life. That is when I am the happiest. I
Really?
love that. Or when I'm helping somebody create something, and helping them move towards their goal and then watching them light up when something comes alive. I love that. Love it.
Okay.
That's when I'm the happiest.
Really?
I don't know how to explain that
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah.
That feeling. It feels good. It feels good.
Would it even be like one of your, because I know you said you might write a poem in your journal. Would it even be a poem? Because that's creating and it's coming to life in a sense.
Yep. Well, it depends on how good I think it is. If I'm like, man, this is cold. Oh yeah, I feel it. If I'm like, then it's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, I feel like just creating and watching it happen.
Okay.
I love that.
All right. This is my last question. What piece of advice would you give someone who wanted to become? I want to ask a stunt. If someone wanted to become a stunt performer,
Okay.
what advice would you give them?
All right. If you want to become a stunt performer, number one thing is you have to be ready for physical like activity. So if you're not very physical right now, I would say start working out because it's very physical. Number two, I would say get around people that do stunts. So at least out here in Atlanta, there's a bunch of different gyms that you can go to where people are constantly practicing. So get around people that do stunts and then network with them. Network
Okay.
with those people because a lot of what stunts is like connections. So you have to get people to see your face, constantly training and training on things that you can improve on in stunts and working on old things that you may already know. So working out, connections, training stunt wise, and then building your resume, right? So creating a reel. So everything that you're training, get videos of it, put it in a reel, so that when the time comes, you'll have something to send to them. You'll have a resume to send to like a coordinator or something, and then they'll keep you in their mind. You just have to keep doing that. So stay on the scene, keep training, and yeah, I feel like that's the most part. You can even go to a school. A school is not necessary, but it's a good thing to put on the resume.
Sometimes it gives you confidence, right?
Yeah.
It makes you feel like you can do it. And sometimes we need that little boost of confidence.
Yep.
I was gonna ask, is it risky?
Um,
Like some of the stunts you have to do, are they risk? Like,
There is risk in stunts. Yes, there's risk in stunts. The main thing is that stunt performers, they're not daredevils.
really?
They're not daredevils. We're not going in putting our lives. Well, our lives are on the line. We're not going in with the intent of putting our lives on the line. We have everything set in place to where everybody on set can be safe. You know,
Okay.
that's like the most important thing in that space. It's kind of like the military, the way that they train, because they want a certain amount of safety and they will not budge on that. You know, so we go in there with the mindset that everybody is a working cog, and when the cog is working, everybody's safe. So we try to
Okay.
minimize the risk as much as possible, but there is risk.
Yeah, with anything, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
like, because I'm thinking of like adrenaline junkie, but it's not that way. It's a well thought out, coordinated, strategic
Yes.
thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And you have multiple people there to help you with everything. And if you're not comfortable doing anything, they will not ask you to do it.
Wow, this is a new this is a new information that I did not. That is not how I thought about it at all. Have you seen those Tom Cruise videos,
Yeah.
like on YouTube,
Yeah.
where he like behind the scenes where he's riding a motorcycle off cliffs?
Yeah. Tom Cruise is crazy.
That's not what you're doing. Is that what you're saying?
You can, but that's not what I'm doing. No.
You're not going to get on the motorcycle and ride it off a cliff and
Nope.
flip in the air.
I'm not doing that. I'm not. Well, okay. Let me change it. I'm not doing that right now.
Okay.
There may be a certain level where I'm like, I'm about to do that, but that's not me right now. No.
Yeah. Okay. Good. No, that's so good. Like you know what you will and won't do,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're leaving yourself room for growth.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, real quick. What's the craziest thing you've done?
Craziest thing I've done. I would say stunt wise so far. So in stunt school, we were training high falls. That's where you fall from heights, right? There's so we had this crane. It was at 35 feet, and 35 feet doesn't look like 35 feet until you're looking down. You know, I feel like that's the craziest thing. You dive, well not dive, but you fall into a airbag. Yeah, in different ways. I feel like that's the craziest thing so far.
35 feet.
35 feet.
Oh my God. There's a tree at the aquarium for Christmas, I think that is around that height. I could be way off. But I'm just thinking about standing on the top of that tree and falling down.
Yeah.
How big is the airbag?
The airbag is at 35 feet, the airbag is gonna be pretty big. Is now dimensions. I don't know the dimensions. I just
Right.
know that it's big. You know, it's big, and then you have people holding the airbag, and they have to watch too because they might have to move it. That's the cause.
Oh my God. Wait, you didn't wear a string?
Oh no.
You didn't wear a string, not wear a string, but like hook up to a string. Oh, no, nothing? A cord?
No cord, no nothing. You just have to. So before you get to that 35 feet, they teach you how to fall and the different ways how to fall. So when you hit the airbag, you have to land a certain way. So you have to know all that before you get up there.
Did you do like 12 feet first, 10 feet first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to like, oh, this is how y'all do it, y'all. All right, go up for the 35.
Oh, no. I wouldn't have did that. They wouldn't have got me off that. No.
Oh my God. You're talking about, I'm not a daredevil. To me, 35 feet is the craziest. I'm getting hot thinking about it. That is crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay,
It's fun,
Mr.
though. It's fun, though. It's fun.
Okay, I'm not a daredevil. No, this is very serious work. I'm not a daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
But I just jump off 35 feet.
I will do it. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I just jump off 35 feet heights, but I'm not a daredevil. Sir, I don't know. I'm going to have to give out these definitions of daredevil before you say that again.
I will jump off a building, but hey,
Okay.
I'm not a daredevil, though.
I don't do anything risky. No risk. All right, sir. Well, that sounds great. So it means agile. You've jumped off a car before and stuff, right?
Off a car?
Like getting hit by a car and you jump off of it?
I haven't gotten hit by a car yet. I know how to. I haven't gotten hit by a car yet.
I have a friend who got hit by a car and bounced off of it good.
Mm-hmm.
And then like we were at the emergency room and the doctor's like, the way he landed on the car or fell off the car was so good.
Wait a minute, you were at the emergency room?
He had to go to the emergency room. He called me, so I went down there, and he was like, "Yo, they complimenting me on how I got hit by the car." And I'm like, "Shut up! That doesn't make sense." But then it's a real thing. And the doctor came in. She's like, "No, it's such an that was an expert fall from the car or whatever." I was like, "What? He's not even a stunt actor or anything." I was like, "Oh, okay." Maybe we should all know how to get hit by a car.
I mean, hey, you never know when you might get hit by a car, so that may be a good skill. Yeah.
And then you just like, you just, okay, you are a superhero. I was trying to play you earlier. I was like, he said he was a superhero, whatever. But 35 feet, jumping off cars, that is superhero stuff.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm going to make sure that's in the title.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm
Please
sorry.
do.
I ain't give you no respect.
It's okay. I knew it was going to come. I appreciate you.
Salute. See, my apologies. You got to hear. How do you feel? You feel good?
I do.
Okay.
I feel good.
I feel like it went fast, but I don't have any other questions. You said everything you wanted to say?
Oh, I guess so. Hey, time flies when you're having fun.
I'm glad it flew for you as well. And yeah, and I respect your superhero-ness.
Thank you.
I will never question you again.
I respect the podcast grind.
Thank you. I'll close this out. Thank you, Anfernee, for sharing your time with me and inspiring listeners to redefine success for themselves. You can find out more about Anfernee on Instagram.
That's True HBQ, TrueHBQ, or TikTok.
Okay, same name.
Oh no, it's not the same name. It is he HEBBE. He QE TV. Hebeke TV.
What does that mean?
So it's like a play off of HQ. So HQ is headquarters. My middle name is Keyshawn.
Okay.
Right. And so I wanted to have like the idea of headquarters, but I wanted to have my whole name in there. So I put like he be Key, so he be Keyshawn. Right. So it's me. Right, and then it's the headquarters for everything. What the goal is, I'm gonna make a business. The head of it is gonna be, I don't want to name the exact name because I don't want to get taken before I.
Yeah, that's smart.
But the head of it is gonna be something. There's gonna be branches under it, but it's basically you're gonna see those like letters, and you're gonna know it's me. Like anything that I have to do, if it's stunts, movies, whatever, it's gonna be under that, and you'll know it's gonna be nice.
I love that. I'll put it in the show notes, y'all. So check the show notes. Follow Anfernee. He has a lot of big things coming. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in. Again, I ask that you subscribe. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Please subscribe.
It's very, very helpful. Tell someone else what did I say? Tell someone else to subscribe. Tell your friends, anybody in the street, please. It's very, very helpful.
Tell your mama, your brother, everybody.
Just strangers, the local grocery store, whoever. Mm-hmm. Like and share this episode. And you can follow us on Instagram at U+Happy. And I asked the guests to say the tagline, which is long.
Okay.
We'll show you our definition of success if you show us yours.
Okay. All right. We'll show you our definition of success if you show us yours.
Yay, you did it in the first try. Thank you, Anfernee. Thank y'all for listening. Bye.
Bye.